Welcome to the dark future. Welcome to Red Sky City. I'm tormented by gnomes. I'll be your game master this evening. Joining us, we've got Bren, we've got Kelly, we've got Seltzer, we've got Necro. Welcome back, everyone. It's good to have you with us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us online or in the dark future if you're watching the VOD. We're happy to have you.
I hope if you're watching the VOD, it's like the slightly brighter future.
Yeah, the sepia tone, maybe.
Just my wish for you, VOD watchers.
Aww. Yeah, Cyberpunk is not aspirational media, I'll put it that way. Bren, how the hell are you doing today? I'm putting you on the spot because I can, and because you're at the top of the box right now.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I've been busy this morning. That's why I look unshaven and unkempt, but I'm like trying to fit with the vibe, you know. I'm anticipating going on the run, so I figured I'd get into cosplay.
Nice.
You know, because
nice.
I know Jax, he's probably going to be on the run. There's a rogue AI on the loose. And yeah, it's just been busy waiting for this. This is my little escape away from it as well. It doesn't really feel like work. It's like just an enjoyable little piece of the afternoon, you know?
Exactly. No, same. I had a rough weekend, but I got out of it and I was like, I'm looking forward to doing this. This is the thing that's gonna, keep me going. I just can't wait to kill all of my friends. Just every single last one.
We might
of my
die
friends.
this episode.
But Necra, how are things with you?
I can't wait to die.
Mood 2020 2021. Just friggin' put that on my staple that to my forehead or something.
I'm convinced we're gonna die in this series. I don't know when or how or what, but I'm prepared and I'm excited.
One, that's a good thing, and two, what is two? Two, I'm honestly, the fact that you made it past your first episode is impressive in and of itself.
I almost got thrown out a window.
To be fair, you threw someone out a window first, so
I was pretty sure he was gonna throw me out the window first. We're gonna go with that storyline so I don't look like a total nutcase.
Look, all that really matters is at the end of the day, your defenestration ratio is 2-0. So I think that that honestly works out in your favor.
Nice.
Seltzer, how are things in your world?
Controversial take. I want to live. So that's that's where I'm at. Really excited. Like, it's kind of dawning on me all the things that happened in the last episode. Like, I'm catching up now, and I'm really just appreciating how alive and like also not dead we are. In a plane in the air. I want to say thanks to Jerax mostly. And just feel a lot of gratitude that Jonah's alive as well. So just gonna meditate on that before we head into this next episode.
wow, I used my grappling hook and set a cool bus line and saved you, Natalie Smith, but that's okay. Give it all to Jerax. That's cool.
That is extremely valid, yes. My life, personally, Natalie's was saved by Miss Frizz, and she couldn't be more grateful. Jonah, sweet
Jonah.
puppy of a human, is where my heart lives, though.
Jonah is your life, so that makes sense how you would thank me entirely, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was right.
Credit
I was
all
ready to kill him. We did it, team. Kelly, what about you? How's life?
Oh, really good. I've actually been really busy, and finally, like in the last week, I've had like 3 different D&D games be canceled, like this being one of them. So I'm really happy actually to be busy again, because I had like a week where I did nothing, and I was like, oh gosh, I need more tabletop RPGs in my life. So back at it again.
Also mood.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have all of you at the table. And we've already started our recap, but just in case people are joining us, we didn't have an episode last week. The world is doomed, for starters. The RABIDS virus has been released and it's taken over a global corporate conspiracy with an unknown number of assets, agents, and sleepers all over the place. So, there's that. And I'm not really inclined to say that it's our hero's fault. That might be the wrong word. You might be directly responsible for it, but are you guilty?
Correlation doesn't mean causation, okay? We just know that there was a similar time period. That doesn't mean that we did it.
True. Things happen, dude.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what we did that would have caused this. I know that we partitioned off a part of Deep 4, and he called up Deep 6. He's like, "Hey, yo, boss man, what's going on?" And then he got infected, right?
Yeah. I would say that exposing the partition of Deep 4 to the internet led to this happening.
Okay, maybe so. We just we literally pointed a little homing missile of rabid virus onto Deep 6 by giving away the location.
Right. Deep 4 had the capability to, it didn't know where Deep 6 was, but it sort of had a call response method to find it, right? It had an algorithm. So, okay, this is how I phone home. This is how I contact. And the moment it was hooked up to the internet, the rabbits got it and they said, "Oh, look at all this fancy stuff. What's this button do?" So again, it's not your fault,
Right.
but it did sort of arise directly from your actions.
God, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good though for us, because, well, it means there's nothing to really tie us to what's going on, but we can definitely use, because I think that our situation right now, we're
Except
just
for our
fucked.
morals.
Yeah, I mean, morally, we were, it was our fault. But if we were to try and leverage the information that we have against a big corporation, and in that corporation's interest, it would be to shut down, this entire situation. We could work with them. I don't know if that's like Netwatch or Arasaka or I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But we don't have to tell them that we caused it. We don't have to tell them that we have Deep 4.
All right. Looking on the positives, I like it. So, in addition to the fact that a insane AI is spreading throughout and taking over this conspiracy with unknown intentions, our heroes just fled Network 54, which was being taken over by the virus, which was getting into, imagine in the future, everybody is set up as a smart home, right? You've got the lights are hooked up, the AC's hooked up, some of the plumbing might be hooked up to automated pumps and such. So a rogue AI that gets into a system like that can wreak some serious havoc. So Network 54, the building was just melting down. The RABIDS had phoned up a lot of old enemies of the team and brought them in as hired muscle, so they were attacking the building. The team barely escaped. Jonah almost plummeted to his death, but they all managed to climb on top of a landing pad, got into an AV, a flying car, and took off. That is where we left off. So everyone's alive. Everyone is in the AV flying away from Network 54 as it undergoes a complete and total meltdown. Todd is still back there somewhere, sedated and ready for surgery that's never going to happen.
Maybe.
Oh my god.
I'm allergic to Todd. Sorry.
I mean, that's fair, honestly.
Yeah.
He's pretty irritating. So you do not know the extent to which the RABIDS have spread. You have sort of an inkling of the fact that they may be in the process of taking over the Deep 6 conspiracy. You don't know how much progress they've made. You know that Network 54 building is melting down. You don't know how widespread this is within the rest of Night City. Who's driving? Natalie's driving, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you going and what are you doing?
As soon as we got up in the air, Natalie just aimed out, like away from the city, like out into the open desert. So she's probably heading for, I would just say east, like towards continental U.S. east.
Okay. The sun is setting behind you.
That's beautiful.
Wow, what a scene. End
like
season. End the act right here.
And they
Good
were
night, everyone. Thanks for
successful
watching Red
with
Sky
it.
City. We'll see you next time. All right. What do you do?
I think
You don't
we
have,
should.
you have a few minutes to figure your lives out, but you
Yeah.
should probably, do that.
Are there tunes in this machine? I'm messing with the radio. Want to
Yeah,
hear a good sunset song.
What we're getting right now sounds pretty sunsetty.
Okay.
I'm concerned about the capabilities of like this rabid virus in Deep 6. I think Jarex would say this out loud as well. He'd be like, I'm a little bit worried that we're going to be tracked through some unknown means on this what is it, plane? It's not a plane.
AV.
AV unit. Yeah. So maybe try and set us down somewhere where it's a bit of a dead spot connection, if that even exists. I don't know. Try and find somewhere just completely off the grid, and then we'll go from there once we're sure that we're not being tracked by anything on the vehicle. Maybe.
Would Natalie know? There are two places that she would consider taking this to that have both been out in the desert that we've gone to. One is the mines, the quarry where we were doing the races. Is that like abandoned now in between events?
Well, I would say that it's pretty far out of range. If you shut down, there was a local network there, which the Frizz hacked into last time that you were on that op. Yeah, that definitely happened. It is far enough off the grid. This is the nice thing about the dark future, right? You've got these citywide data pools and citywide coverage and reception, but outside of the cities, agents aren't always going to have contact. It's not like there's, great 5G coverage everywhere from America's #1 wireless provider or anything like that. Those days are over. So things are highly fragmented. I think it's reasonable to say that while there could be local signals out there, you're not going to be suffused with signals. You're going to be fairly off the grid.
Okay, so I think I would like to, as long as we got the indication that there would not be like a lot of people or really any people at the quarry, I'd probably like to take the air vehicle there, just because I know there's also, I don't know, if something happens, other vehicles that might be there, or garages with tools, things to fix up.
Okay. So Natalie sets off in that direction out towards the abandoned mine outside of town, 5 miles out of town. This thing definitely moves above 60 miles an hour, so this is going to be less than, maybe it was 50 miles out of town. I'll do my research. While I'm doing my research, what are the rest of you talking about or discussing?
I'd be looking for anything that could track us, anything that's trying to like ping out to the internet or a wider network, I suppose.
Okay.
Before we leave the perimeter of the internet from the city, I want to see if there's any news articles about that the 54 building being taken over by bozos and being hacked.
Okay. How are you going to check? Just on your agent? Scrolling for local posts and stuff? Yeah. This is one of those things where whenever there's an earthquake in California, it's not on the news first, it's on Twitter first.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So you're checking to see that. All right. You start scrolling through your feed on the garden patch, just seeing what people are posting about it. And yeah, you are definitely getting some chatter about it happening. You're also hearing about weird malfunctions in other areas and other nearby buildings. And then some of the posters, they start out saying like something going down at Network 54, hashtag WTF, hashtag bozos, hashtag stonks going down. And then the posts start to be replaced with, hey, have you talked to your dad since last night? Well, I haven't, because I didn't call him after I... And then just gobbledygook. Like the posts are starting to just completely change into random harassment, like nasty spam, and weird nonsensical gibberish.
Weird. I don't think this is just happening in 54. I think this is happening all over the city.
Yeah, it's... Well, because, Deep Six was involved in a bunch of different corporations. Like, they were pulling the strings of a bunch of different companies, all leading to whatever motive that they had, that Deep Six had. And then Deep Six has been compromised, which means that the Rabbit AI has compromised a bunch of different companies, of which we don't even have the full list. But we know that there's Continental Brands is one of them.
Arasaka. Well,
Rockland, yeah.
Was Arasaka one of them?
I don't think Arasaka is still around right now, but
So Arasaka is only allowed to operate within Japan. But there's evidence that indicates that Rockland Augmentics was receiving designs for their cybernetics from Arasaka in secret, and Rockland is definitely compromised by Deep Six. You know that for a fact. Their bigwig had the codes that helped you unlock Deep 4.
Natalie pushes her glasses up her nose. She says, also Continental, Ziggurat, WorldSat, Biotechnica, Petrochem, local government, and military has also been...
Local government and military?
Yeah, they were on the dispatches.
Oh. we're gonna die.
Also, Jerax, you happen to be aware of the fact that the conspiracy identified you as a possible threat and called Carlisle from the overseas, from the UK, in order to neutralize you. So there's a connection there as well.
Yeah, I think they were just dredging up old rivalries, I suppose, like my old enemies, to point them in my direction to take care of me, essentially. It's like what the enemy of my enemy is my friend, that kind of concept. I think that's what they were going off of.
How many enemies do you have?
Jerax is a bit against him, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the head of the police is one of them, I think. Carlisle, who works for another side of like the kind of cybertech industry in Europe, that's another side of it. Definitely stole a lot of secrets. Yeah, I can't really remember. There's a lot though. It's
When you say the enemy of my enemy is my friend,
Yep.
Natalie would like to know something in universe, and Rachel would like to know something above board. Joseph, you mentioned that it was the RABIDS that brought in the hired muscle to attack us at Network 54. Is there a potential that we might be able to ally with Deep Six, who seems to be sustaining some damage from the RABIDS? Or maybe ally with the RABIDS to take down Deep Six? There's two powerful computer forces, and Natalie doesn't understand it.
Okay. Well, you have almost all the information that you know about Deep Six. You know that it was an AI created to protect corporate interests and to ensure that corporations maintained profit and power above, say, the oversight of world governments, etc. It's just designed to engineer a world that will maximize shareholder value at all times, at all costs. It's an AI distributed amongst multiple locations, programmed to do that. It's ANCAP Bot 3000. RABIDS, that would be, I would take cyber tech, any sort of technological skill check having to do with computers or history would allow you to know a bit about the RABIDS or the data crash virus.
Yeah, I want to try and call up anything I know about who might have created the RABIDS virus, and maybe anything we know about their motivations.
Whatever skill you want to sell me on this. A technology skill, history skill.
Would I be able to do a library search, since I might have done a paper in Dark Future College about anti-corporate sentiments and their failures throughout history?
Sure. You know, because you're calling back to see if you already did this. Actually, no. If you want to see if you did a paper on this, you're not doing a new search. I'm going to call an education check.
Ooh. Okay, I might have more. Yes! Ha-ha! An education check!
Oh my god!
Nice!
That was the difference between a 2 and an 8, so thank you.
Okay.
Dang. All right, cool. Raish Bartmoss. You know the Hellhound programs that you keep running into in all those networks, Kelly?
Yes.
He invented those. He was the most brilliant and paranoid hacker in the net. He lived the life of a wanted man the entire time. He was constantly cracking copyrighted information, spilling out secrets. Just an absolute, keyboard warrior who actually did stuff with his hacktivism. He was incredibly paranoid, and whenever he did like hacks and left behind any sort of viruses, none of it could be traced back to him. And if you thought you were tracing it back to him, it was going to lead you into a fake sandbox server he would use to capture even more of your information. He pissed people off so much that during the Fourth Corporate War, Arasaka used an orbital mass driver cannon to nuke him from orbit. They literally shot like a piece of metal, a tungsten carbide charge from space to kill him.
What?
Yeah.
And definitely succeeded?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The problem was that a few years before, a virus tore through the internet, and everyone had to completely rebuild the underlying framework, the code that powered the net. Well, guess who designed that code? It was Raish Bartmoss. Guess who built in a failsafe to that code? It was Raish Bartmoss. He's the one who left the RABIDS behind as a nasty surprise. It was a dead man switch so that when he died, they would be released.
So he's
RABIDS actually stands for Roving Autonomous Bartmoss Interface Directive System, or something along those lines. They are AI clones based on him.
Hmm.
He went out of his way to harass and undermine corporations, which he viewed as the ultimate oppressors of humanity. And so he basically said, if the corpos get me, I'm going to blow up the world. I'm going to crash the stock market. I'm going to destroy the friggin' internet. 78% of the net was infected within a matter of months. The problem with the RABIDS is that they mutate. They started out just sort of taking over systems, corrupting data, seeing whatever havoc they can cause. They do have an inherent hard-coded anti-corporate stance, no matter what. But left to their own devices, as they infinitely multiply and multiply, they start to mutate, they start to grow. When you were on the ship, Hokuto Maru at sea, that had been overrun by the RABIDS, but that was one population of RABIDS that was no longer in communication with anybody else, left just in that network for 20 odd years. So that population might be different from another population. Most dangerous thing about the RABIDS virus is that a lot of variations of them have the ability to soul kill you if they hit you. So they are unpredictable, they are crude, and you never exactly know what direction they're going to evolve into.
To soul kill something, you have to be connected to the net.
Yes, you have to actually be plugged into the net. So if you're net running and you run into Soul Killer, that's bad.
Has there
that's
ever
bad.
been any instances where people weren't net running, but they were connected, similar to the way that Rachel's boss was, and how he got infected? Like his chip was infected, right? Can someone be infected outside of the net just because they have some kind of like neural network link?
So you could be infected, but Soul Killer, again, it duplicates, digitizes your personality and burns out your synapses. So theoretically, you could do that to somebody if they had like a neural interface in their head, but usually Soul Killer is so huge that it has to be installed into a separate system.
Okay.
Because when Soul Killer hits you, it burns out your brain, and your brain is big enough to store your personality, but whatever cyberware you have in there probably isn't sophisticated enough. You need a big server to hold a soul killed personality. It's unlikely that Todd was soul killed. It's more likely that the whatever installations he had in his head were just directly influencing his behavior.
Could someone intentionally soul kill themselves like Raish Bartmoss right before he died so that he could live on as an AI in the system?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So probably can't go to the rabbit virus for help.
The rabbit virus is the only motivation.
That was all I had to say. It wasn't
Well, who wants to stop this virus? I mean, all these corporations, right? It's been infected.
Netwatch does. Absolutely. Netwatch, I think, was set up after the big net crash, wasn't it?
Fun fact about Netwatch, Jerax.
Oh no.
Netwatch started out as a UK security company. It was basically before the Fourth Corporate War, it was already active. Like they were active before the RABIDS destroyed everything. They were cyber police essentially. They were out there stopping hackers from. Yeah, they were cowboys on the super information highway, surfing the net for bad actors.
What a bunch of dweebs.
Right? They operate out of London primarily. Most of their activity is in Europe and the United States. They've been active since before the Fourth Corporate War, but their role has changed significantly. When the RABIDS took over, Netwatch tried to contain it at first. And even after it was lost, they do dangerous net runs into old servers to try to clear out like big parts of the network, the internet. Because the internet, it's distributed, but there are some central really important servers. So they were saying, okay, if we can clear these out, we could start to rebuild the net. Eventually, they said it was a lost cause and they gave up and they just shut down everything that they could possibly find to disable as much of it as possible. One of those old servers is where your brother Sean was sent on a net run to find some old data when he got soul killed.
Wait, was Sean? No, Sean wasn't working with Netwatch. Maybe he was.
No, Sean was working with Jim Fingers.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so that's
think the Black Wall might exist by now, but I'm not positive. I'm going to look that up.
so that's one entity that we could go to with this. We could go to Netwatch and we could say, "Hey, listen, we know what's happened here. We've got information. We're willing to help you stop it." I don't think we can really leverage much, but we
have
yeah.
information. Information's more valuable than anything.
Yeah, we'd need to give up the information though, right, to help them.
Well, we don't have to give it up to them. I mean, I could sell this for a lot of money, and she holds her chips, which she's been just sticking in everything, by the way. Any kind of information, any files that she can get, that she's just been stealing a bunch of info. We don't have to give it to them right away, but we definitely have a bargaining chip, pun intended.
I'm just concerned because I feel like we have a moral obligation to try and shut this down as fast as possible, because I mean, the loss of life might be tremendous. If the Rabid virus has infected Deep Six, and Deep Six has been controlling these corporations, and they don't know why Deep Six is doing this, but they're just going to keep listening to Deep Six, presumably. Like, people just listen to the higher up above them, even if the decision making is incorrect. Like, they're just going to keep listening to Deep Six, even if Deep Six is like, "Hey, do this." You know?
Even if the rabbits are speaking through Deep Six's voice, a lot of dads are gonna get boink.
What?
The concern is the rabbits are going to infect all these Deep Six corporate programs, right? And start issuing orders in place of Deep Six?
Well, Deep Six has already been pulling the strings of all these corporations above them. And the corporations, some of them don't even know that they're working with other corporations. It's just Deep Six has been subtly pulling the strings above all of them. And now Deep Six has been compromised by Rabid, and that gives Rabid access to a bunch of resources, a bunch of information, and companies that it can use as its arms and legs.
Some of these companies, maybe they deserve this, though. I'm not saying that we shouldn't help everyone, but there's definitely a few people that I personally don't care for, such as Arasaka, which Rockland has been working with, who screwed over my family, and maybe I want to see them have a Rabid AI take over their system and get punished for all of their misdeeds.
Corporations are innocent. The people that are the problem.
Aren't corporations people?
Corpse don't oppress people,
Natalie's
people
just, like,
oppress
flying the plane
people.
now.
I'm just
By the way, it
saying.
was
That's
10
our problem.
miles. I looked it
10
up and it was
miles.
10 miles. So you arrived there within like 5 minutes, maybe a little over 5 minutes.
I'm definitely gonna
So-
circle and make sure no one's there before I land. So whatever that'll afford me.
There's like a sense of, we should let the corporations rot from the inside of Rabids, because that's what they deserve. But also, a lot of people's livelihoods and lives rely on them, and if they were brought down, it would cause like a tremendous loss of life, both from like the primary damage and also just, I don't know, supply chains being broken up from these corporations essentially just going under, like people not being able to eat or work or live, you know. I don't know. I mean, Jerax currently has a what is it in humanity? An 11 in humanity. So he's kind of on the cusp of just whatever. I'm just gonna he's happy to live in the desert maybe, and then go back to this in like 20 years, and then maybe find his brother then once this all dies down. But there's part of him that's like, well, there is some ethics involved, maybe.
The mine appears to be clear. There's no illegal races going on at the moment. Everything is quiet. Picked a good place to
I'm
hide
gonna turn
out.
on the jammer just real quick when we land.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Jerax, did you check to see if there was any tracking?
No, Yeah, I was gonna do that. I don't really know what skill I would roll.
Electronics/security check. Or
Yeah.
I
tech.
help him.
I don't have that.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah, I think it is you.
Yeah.
Ooh, Miss Frizz. Oh.
Beauty.
All right. Now, you asked to do this as you were flying out of the city. And this conversation would have gone down in character. So with that critical success, this machine absolutely has a company transponder on it that's designed to let Network 54 track it. With that critical success, you can also do whatever the hell you want to the transponder.
I see that there's a rail system right here. Is it active?
No.
Aw.
And I will let you do this at any point from shortly after you've
Oh.
left, because again, this was brought up a while ago. You can do this at any point during your journey.
Who's got a good arm? Oh, but when we left the city, was there any
You
other
wanna
cars
check?
kind of going by, or like any other like vehicles?
Yeah, there was still, Night City was just doing Night City's thing. You
Sarah-
were starting to see more pileups than usual, so a couple of
Okay.
crashes, some odd behavior, but it wasn't spinning out into total apocalypse just yet.
Well, in one of those loud jams, where there's just so much going on, people are bumping into each other. Maybe Zara, you could throw this transponder into a truck that's passing by or another flying vehicle,
You betcha.
and maybe that would just help us with a little bit of an issue.
Let's go. I'm game.
Ooh, can we
Worst
do
things
something
that the-
else as well?
Huh?
Before you throw it? Can you go into the code and presumably it has an X, Y, and Z coordinate of where we are at a given time? Could you just do a little parentheses, multiply one of the coordinates by -1 to just invert it so that it just plots us going in the opposite direction, and then put it on the truck,
Well,
and then
that's-
because that way.
Okay. I figured
that-
that I was going to put it on a truck, or that Zara was going to put it on a truck that's going in the opposite direction anyway.
Oh
But-
wait, yeah, that might accidentally. Could you imagine if the truck just goes in the complete opposite way and they track us?
You accidentally do the Z coordinate and they think that you're just burrowing into the core of the
Just
planet.
going into the Earth, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Frizz, you absolutely cracked this thing, so you can mess with those coordinates however you'd like.
I guess I could do that. I kind of want them to think it's still realistic. I didn't want to just create some crazy coordinates and then they're like, oh, they jammed it. I wanted it to look like it was still a car that would go normal routes. So I think I'm still
Alright.
just gonna ask Zara to just toss it into a moving car that's going in a different direction than us.
Okay, Zara, roll an athletics check.
Oh, athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Were you hoping
Oh.
for something else?
I thought originally I thought I was just gonna smash the transponder to pieces. So I was like, I'm
That's
just gonna get
free.
into a brawl with
That's
that.
free.
Zara smash.
Wait.
I suppose. Well, are you? I don't think you guys want me to do that. No. No, not after what happened with the grappling
What's your
hook.
athletics?
2?
Oh,
Well, what's your dexterity score? Because it gets
Oh.
added to that.
7.
Ooh,
Oh,
So
okay.
+9.
that's pretty good.
you got
All right,
this.
I guess we'll. All right, we'll go for it.
Roll to yeet.
Eat it. Eat it.
Eat
All
it!
right.
It is well and truly yoked.
Got it.
I don't feel like the world of Cyberpunk Red has flying garbage trucks, because the flying vehicles are at least somewhat close to realistic, and the last thing you would make fly would be a freaking garbage truck. But I really want you to throw this into a flying garbage truck. So
Okay.
I think we're gonna roll with that.
Yes. Maybe it's a really nice neighborhood, right? So they have the flying garbage truck.
It's like
You
the
are
municipality
in the corporate
paid for it.
sector.
It's not efficient, but they're gonna use it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's for people who are on the Executive Platinum Plus garbage plan. All right, transponder ditched. AV landed. Desert abandoned. Team waiting for your next move. Scrambler on. Nobody can track you, hack you, or talk smack to you.
Ooh. Yeah, seriously.
is Jonah okay? Jonah's okay, right? Jonah's fine.
Did he actually take any damage? I don't think he really took any damage. I think
wasn't he
just
almost dead?
died. No, that was the last adventure. He almost fell to his
Oh.
death, but he's not almost dead.
So psychological
Okay.
damage.
Just a
Exactly.
little startled. All right, he's
Yeah.
fine. Well, that was what I was doing. I was checking on.
Okay, he is glad to be alive and very concerned because his workplace has just been taken over by clowns and viruses. And, Miss, I've been going through the bodyguard training in my head, and I'm pretty sure this isn't covered in the manual.
Jonah, there have always been clowns and evil people at Network before. Just because they showed up in costume that day doesn't mean you have to be scared. There'll be business tomorrow.
He takes heart in that. The show must go on. Clown references notwithstanding.
There will be business tomorrow. It's such a good line. It's like, that's the only priority here.
Yeah.
Business will continue. Yeah, I think we can take this in a couple of directions. We can just say fuck it and live in the desert with the nomads and start the desert nomad campaign. And go off the grid, but I don't think Jax would like that. Jax is saying this in person as well. He's like referring to himself in third person, which is a little bit troubling.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Everyone take a step back.
There's also Netwatch we could contact. They would absolutely love to know all of the information that we have to try and stop this and put an end to this. They have a lot of resources. We could work with them to try and stop this. There's also the possibility of going to a bigger and badder corporation and leveraging their resources and trying to spin it in a way that helps them. But I don't think I should say the one that I'm thinking of in front of Miss Frizz.
Natalie's
What are you gonna
nodding
say?
enthusiastically, though. The bigger the corporation, the better.
Who are you gonna say?
Well, I mean, Arasaka is the obvious one.
No,
But if
we're not working with them, and even if we did, then we would be in even more trouble just by working with Arasaka. But if we're working with Arasaka, then that means that we're working with Rockland, and I'm not working with Rockland.
well, yeah, but I feel like Arasaka could solve a lot of our problems.
They caused a lot of our problems.
Yeah, which means
Yeah.
they have the tools.
Yes.
So here's what I see getting out of this. With Netwatch, we go to them with information. We're not really on the run, so to speak, but essentially all the things that are chasing me down have been compromised by the RABID virus. So I feel like if we shut this down, it solves a lot of my problems anyway. Thinking selfishly for a second here. But if we wanted to gain a little bit out of it, I think the best thing to do would be to go to a bigger and badder corporation. Now, the reason I say Arasaka is because they want to operate in the west coast of the United States. I don't know what it's called. It's like, what is it? It's like separate, right?
The Pacifica Confed.
Ah, that's it.
I was
yeah.
gonna be like California, like.
No.
Night City is actually an independent city. It's not part of any government, but they have deals with the Pacifica Confed, which is no longer part of the United States, in order to maintain their independence from corporate control and from the old United States. But carry on.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. So Arasaka wants to operate again. And what better way to operate than by showing goodwill and shutting down this crisis affecting and plaguing all of these corporations? So if we went to them with this information, with this plan, that they could look like the heroes in this and potentially be re-allowed back into the US, while at the same time, we would profit from it because,
You
again,
do
we would have
realize
access.
that Arasaka is the company that caused this to initially happen.
Yep.
That they wanted to be the most successful company with the best. They're the thing that started Deep Six.
Yep.
So how can we? They would want this, don't they? Want this to happen to all the companies?
Because
No.
well, because they want to operate. I think the wants of Arasaka right now is they want to operate in the US again, but they don't have a way in. And this crisis, whether they caused it or not, I don't think they did, because they didn't cause the RABID virus. I think we indirectly caused the RABID virus to infect Deep Six. Deep Six just happened to be pulling the strings of all these different companies, but it gives them an in. If they were able to stop this issue, if they were to come in and save the day and stop these corporations from being affected, and Arasaka most likely at this point, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like out of the scene here, Joe, but I imagine Arasaka has more resources than Netwatch.
Kind of. The issue is, right during this period of history, Arasaka is sort of held in shame and very tightly under the reins of the Japanese government. That being said, they're very good at doing things under the radar. And Hanako Arasaka, who is currently the leader of one of the 3 major factions, the one that's actually running the show, she's the one whose secret bunker you're living in, the one who is conducting net running experiments, soul killer experiments, digital immortality stuff, created the garden, all those things. So Arasaka's resources are most likely highly surreptitious. They're a lot more subtle. Netwatch is going to have top tier net runners, top tier gear. Like they're very specialized for this exact sort of crisis, but they're not a small army. Arasaka is a small army, even if they are not legally allowed to operate right now.
Yeah. And I'll say this as well, out of character. I wouldn't say this in person. But I think Jerax's motivations for helping Arasaka, despite the fact that they developed the soul killer technology that killed off his brother, would be that they would know the means to put him back. And so Jerax is thinking along that path of helping Netwatch would most likely lead to success, but helping Arasaka would give him the means to complete his ulterior objective, which is to save his brother, despite the fact that they were the ones who caused it. But yeah, that's it. Otherwise, I can understand why you'd be confused as to why Jerax wants to work with Arasaka. That doesn't really make much sense. But I don't think Arasaka is even an option anyway.
Why?
Well, because Miss Frizz seems adverse to it, right?
Listen, I don't like Arasaka. I especially don't like Rockland. But I teach a lot of aspiring net runners to hack and break into things, and if I'm sending them to their doom because there's some AI RABIDS system that is going to soul kill them, then I suppose I have some responsibility to protect them. And if Rockland and Arasaka are the only opportunity to do that, then I guess I have no choice. But if I decide to do something else while we're over there and talking to them, then you guys don't have to worry about it.
But
I don't know if there's any point. Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know if there's any point in talking to Arasaka until we have some information that can be traded on. So yes, technically we do have Deep 4 in our possession, which would be an excellent bargaining chip. But if it's possible to track down this Reich Bartmoss and bring his intelligence or his learning or his uploaded personality to Arasaka, then we might have a little bit more leverage to maybe get what you guys are looking for in this situation.
Where was Reich Bartmoss? Like, where did he live? Like, how well connected would Zara be to potentially know somebody that knows him?
Okay, we're getting deep into the lore right now. It's a good question. That is a good question. I
Isn't
just
he
want to
dead,
point
quote
that out there.
unquote?
So I like that path of thinking, and I feel as though Zara would want to try to figure out where this Bartmoss is, and also would agree with Jerax that dealing with Arasaka might be a benefit to Zara.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can figure out where he was fragged, because I am not sure if that is easily recorded in the lore.
It was directly at the point of that, like, lithium ion laser impact, right? What's the... is there like a...
Directly, it was at this very chromium mine, right where you are. How weird is that?
That's crazy.
Tell you what, Necro, why don't you give me a credibility check? Roll your credibility score and we can see how close you can get.
I don't have that.
That should be your special ability, and it should be on your character sheet.
Am I?
A journalist without a credibility score.
Shocking. Yeah, it just may not have been added on there. I will manually add it. It is, like everyone else, 4. There you go.
Okay.
Just threw that in there.
All right. And is it based off of?
Nope. So it's kind of
Okay.
like interface, the net running skill. Both of them have, okay, a 13. You're trying to find out if you know anybody who might actually have known where Bartmoss was when he got nuked from orbit. Is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn. We're going off book here. I like it. I'm a fan of it. I feel like there's a quest in Cyberpunk 2077 where they talk about where he was when he got absolutely fragged. But I can't recall. It was not inside of Night City. Here's the other thing, though. We have a working theory in the party. One, if he was nuked from orbit, there's nothing left of him. They basically dropped a meteor on his house, so he would be pulverized and smashed. However, somebody in the party mentioned the possibility of him deliberately soul-killing himself, digitizing his personality. If that's the case, he could be anywhere on the old net. A large AI would, or a soul-killed pseudo-intellect should be able to move anywhere that is large enough to contain him. And the old net is huge. There are vast server farms and swaths of the net that are still unexplored because they're deadly. So it would be very tricky to track him down. You did get a good roll there. I need to figure out some sort of a lead to give you. Let me think about that for a sec and see if I can come up with something salient. How is the rest of the party feeling about Jerax's proposal, and is there any other questions that the team has?
Miss Frizz is visibly annoyed and unhappy, but she's surprisingly going along with it.
We don't have to go with the Arasaka route either, though.
We don't have much time to really deliberate it, though. It's not like the AI rabbits are going to slow down for us.
Yeah.
Arasaka would probably be the corporation with the most at stake, right? Because they developed Deep 6 for their own personal use. So I feel like they would be the company most interested in wanting to solve it. But I don't think it would hurt to kind of go to both Arasaka and Netwatch to like kind of see, or maybe kind of combine forces in a way, because I feel like either one might not be enough.
Arasaka's going to want to hide their involvement in this entire thing, in this corporation, because they were essentially indirectly, it compromises them a lot, which is like, that's the selling point that we have by going to Arasaka, is saying like, okay, there's this big problem. One, it will give you the opportunity to clean up your mess, and also you'll look like the heroes in it, allowing you an opportunity to maybe operate in the US publicly. You can like hide the fact that you were illegally skirting the rules. But Netwatch is like they were designed for this. This is a problem that they can solve. If we go to them with the information, we have like a clear-cut way of solving the situation. But I feel like the Arasaka route is more risky, more profitable, but also, yeah, like I said, more risky, so it might not necessarily work. Whereas I feel like Netwatch is the safe play.
You had me at profitable. Let's go with Arasaka.
Arasaka, okay.
Okay. Is the team roughly agreed on this?
Yeah.
I think we are aligned in our interests. We're going to Japan.
Yes. It was always going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So the team is 10 miles outside of town at an abandoned chromium mine. The RABIDS virus is doing who knows what. And the team has agreed, okay, we need to get in touch with Arasaka to get their help. So that leads you to a couple more problems. One, how are you going to contact them? Two, what are you going to do when you do contact them? What information do you have? If you're going to go to Japan, you need to figure out transportation to Japan, and we need to do some calculations on travel times based on what mode of transportation you're going to, see how many days are going to go by before while the RABIDS virus is just completely destroying the universe or whatever nefarious schemes it's up to.
Natalie raises his hand. Before we go to Japan, do we have any interest in finding the source of the RABIDS or any additional information to bring to Arasaka by way of trading with them? Or do we just want to go to Arasaka?
We have the source of the rapids. It's Deep 4. They're the one that called and infected your boss.
No, the rabbits have been in the system since Reich Bartmoss died. He unleashed them.
Yeah, but that's like, this is the catalyst, was Deep 4. That's what started all of this.
But now, so Arasaka was the one that programmed the Deep Six and the of programs, hoping that they would eventually come around to promoting Arasaka interests. Now the Rabids are destroying the Deep suite of programs with their attack. So Arasaka would be interested in stopping and cleaning Rabids from their system, right?
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Zara, you have some leads in the hacking community, some anonymous sources who would probably be your best bets for information about Raish Bartmoss and the source of, when he actually unleashed the Rabbits in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That is a thread that you could follow. You could do a little bit of digging to see what you can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
This is obscure. People have been looking for this for a long time, but you could put in a couple of anonymous contacts. It'll be dangerous though, because you'd have to use the local data pool, and the local data pool could be completely fried. But that is a lead that you could pursue in the meantime.
I think I want to do that. I think the information could be valuable, and I have a personal vendetta of sorts that I also want to get sorted when we do head over to Arasaka or get in communication with them. So I feel
Okay.
like that could be a personal bargaining chip of mine.
All right. You're going to need a little bit of time to hit up those sources. Is the team willing to wait while you do that? And if so, is there anything you want to do during that time?
Could I also search for any instances of people successfully dismantling the Rabids, like infections in their systems?
Sure. All right. Let's start out by Zara. Pick a skill that you would use to go through your network of contacts and hit us with that.
I think I want to use my local expert skill of Night City.
That's good. That's good. Go ahead and hit that. 20. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. I've got somebody for you to talk to. Give me just a sec here. Natalie, you're going to look through. You're trying to find what resources are you searching for this? You are cut off from the data pool where you are right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been dealing with Rabids as like a culture for a little while now in Night City, so I'm looking for kind of any local forums where it's like, oh, dang it, Rabbits in my Windows 10, like, and try turning it off, put your system BIOS screen cap.
Okay, so what skill do you have to remember old people Facebook posts?
This could very well qualify as perhaps a library search, as I know, or
library search would require access to a live pool of data that you could
True.
actually search.
Okay, yeah, I'm basically shuffling through like a text trash heap. So perception?
Nah. If you're actually going through a text trash heap, I'm going to call it library search, but I'm going to set this pretty high because you're working on extremely stale data.
Got it. And it wouldn't be deduction, right? Being able to follow certain threads of logic.
Okay, but I'm setting a very high DV.
Okay, deal.
Difficulty value.
No, I mean, what was the number?
Oh, well,
Did it
18's
make
pretty
it?
good.
Oh,
Yeah, no, 18's pretty good. Okay, so first off, Zara, there is a netrunner called Recluse.
Mhm.
Recluse lives in the heart of the combat zone, in the heart of old Japantown. And never meets people in person. Only talks to clients who can shell out big time cash, and usually prefers to meet people in the lobby, the digital lobby of her personal network. That is somebody who you could talk to. She appears in the form, like in that digital space, she appears as a gigantic brown recluse spider.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Some people say she's an ex-Netwatch agent. Some people say she's actually an AI. Others say that she's a ghost, someone who's been soul killed and lives in the old net. But Recluse is known to be one of the absolute best runners in the city, and if you need something, you could talk to her. But be prepared to fork over cash. That's the first clue that you have. You could go talk to Recluse. You need to get back into the city, and it would involve a little bit of light net running. Natalie, you've discovered that the primary solution for there's rabbits in my system is to fry the whole system. Just trash it immediately. There is some good news though. I'm going to give you guys some good news. The network of the future was deliberately built in these isolated segments, right? You can't net run unless you're within 6 meters of something. You have to be on the local data pool. There's a lot more compartmentalization in the net. No, the biggest threat you have is that Deep Six had people in high positions of power. It's not like the rabbits can just automatically hack you from space right now. Networks are a lot more isolated. The reason the rabbits are so deadly in this particular instance is because they have all these backdoors from this vast conspiracy. But the actual transmission of the virus from one system to another is going to be a little bit slower and a little bit more compartmentalized. So it's going to be easier to contain the damage. And again, you can fry an individual system if necessary.
But is it in the network?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Is it in the network now? Because it transferred over phone, right? So can it continue to like just call other businesses? Like how is it jumping around right now and crashing Night City?
It went from the phone, it overrode something in Todd's brain. And then it instructed Todd to basically make an IP call to a deep internet line that allowed more code to get into him.
It.
Right, Todd basically got hacked and then sent in commands saying, hey, you need to tap into this server, you need to tap into this server, you need to tap into this server. So it wasn't spreading what we'd say organically. It was like a social engineering attack, except that this person who was getting social engineered also had a computer in their brain. So to a certain degree, this is still a human problem. The issue is, how high up are these people? Are there Deep Six agents in Netwatch? Are there Deep Six agents in... You already know Ziggurat is compromised. WorldSat is compromised. And Ziggurat runs the data pools. So those are your real failure points and your real problem points. That's really the situation you're going to have to deal with. But Netwatch has been fighting these sorts of infections for a long time. And even though they failed to reclaim the old net... They are experts in battling the rabbits, so they should be aware of this outbreak pretty quickly, and they're going to have a response plan imminently. All right, Jerax and the Frizz. Any research or information you want to do? If you guys are going to contact Arasaka, you still don't know how to do it. If you're going to travel to Tokyo, you still don't know how you're going to do it. There are other factors on the ground. What would you like to do?
I'd speak to Jim. Jim is one of the best fixers in town. He should know how to get in contact with someone. And I'd also start prepping for brushing up on Japanese. Okay.
Do you have any spare IP that you're going to spend on learning a new language?
I actually do, yeah.
You can do that.
I don't know how much it costs.
It's not a difficult skill. It's like picking up one rank of any new skill, and it's you should already have one language skill on your character sheet, so you can spend the points. I think it's like 20 points.
Okay.
Now you're not going to be fluent right away. You're going to be, the Duolingo owl hunting for your blood.
Yeah.
Early stage learner mode. And let me tell you, in the age of digital reality and such, that owl is a lot scarier. Woo. I've disabled the endorphin centers of your brain until you say the word library. Woo.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Well, I'll learn a bit of Japanese as well if I can.
Okay.
Spend some points on that.
All right. And you're going to contact Jim to see what he can get you in contact with. That's good. All right. The Frizz, what are you going to do?
I'm definitely interested in Raish Bartmoss, so I don't know if Zara let me know that she did some more research on him and is going to go find the recluse netrunner, but I would love to join her while she does that because I am very interested in it. I definitely would like to stop any level of soul killing, and it seems like that is a good starting point. So as a netrunner that teaches other netrunners, I feel a little bit obligated to find any more information about that.
I'm happy with that. Okay. I can't net run by myself, I don't think. So I really need Miss Frizz to help us out.
You bring the bronze, I'll bring the neural network. All right.
Excellent. All right. Having had a few minutes to reconvene and figure out what the hell you're going to do next in this chromium mine, it seems like you have one immediate lead, which is to go back to Night City and to go meet with the recluse. And you also, in order to actually make contact with Jim, you're going to need to ring him up, which means you're going to need to get back within agent, receiver territory, etc. You can't contact him from here.
Okay. Sounds like we're gonna go back into town then.
All right.
You folks ready to do that?
Yeah, Natalie's already back in the pilot seat. She's very excited to fly.
All right, we're going all sorts of off the rails today. I like it. I like it.
You pulled the
I had a
map
cou-
up and everything. It was awesome. I see you,
I-
Joseph. You're nailing it.
I had a few leads ready to go, but you know, this is honestly more fun. Okay, so tell me what you do.
Natalie's flying, so she's gonna need somebody else to navigate. So I'm not sure if we're going to the Recluse or you just need me to hover over to the city in agent range. She also has her phone battery out of her phone, as does Jonah.
I would like to head over to the Recluse, personally.
All right. That means you're going to need to go to the combat zone in the heart of Old Japantown. Honestly, not that far away from the secret bunker, all things considered.
Ooh, do we need to get anything from the secret bunker?
We probably should. Well, can we pick up Deep 4?
If we take him out of that bunker, it is not going to be good.
Remember that capsule is heavily air-gapped. You had to do all sorts of crunching in order to get into it. It can't just be easily Bluetooth hacked.
But I was a bit concerned that our hideout was compromised from
It's possible.
because
Should fly over and check on it.
yeah, could we do that? Can we do a drive-by?
Absolutely.
Just like see?
Absolutely.
Because
you
I
can-
remember, sorry to interrupt, Liam and Carlisle were having a conversation that I was listening in on at the party. And even then, my name was brought up, and it was, there were a few keywords I picked up, I can't even remember what they were, but they were like keywords that almost, they would lead me to believe that they had almost figured out where we were. They said origin. That was it. It was the word origin. And the origin of where it all happened was our apartment, which scared me a little bit and made me think that maybe we were compromised. So if they have a clue of where we are, the AI does?
And what would the AI, not that it's really possible to predict this, but what would the AI do with that information?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't go by logic.
The only one thing you know about it, everything else is on its own, outrageous logic. The one thing you know about the RABIDS AI is that it is heavily anti-corporate. If Deep 6 was the ultimate plutocrat system, the RABIDS are just vandals that will destroy anything corporate and any semblance of corporate power in their possession.
Right. We've got one instance of corporate, but we're not a corp. Deep 4 is there.
Is it
Would it-
burning my house down?
Your house, when you fly over, your house is not burning down at this time.
At this time.
But surely then the AI would know from its internal information that we have been working against all these corporations.
Entirely possible.
So then it would not. You can't predict it. It's a rogue AI. You can't predict it.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't communicated anything aside from profanity, right? Like we haven't ever seen it be like the password to the safe is this. Also, fuck you butts.
No, you haven't seen it do that. That is probably within its capability, but whether or not it's within its decision-making tree is a completely different story. So, when you fly back, things are getting worse. There are sirens everywhere, and you are getting a public broadcast alert, over literal loudspeakers and also just emergency broadcast transmissions, warning you a critical data breach has occurred. Please shut down all transmission devices and isolate your networks. A critical data breach has occurred. Please shut down all your transmissions.
You guys don't think that was us?
I'm gonna
do you?
shut down my data transmissions.
Okay, I also need the whole party to roll perception checks.
Oh no.
All right.
Okay, that's good. You have not noticed anything bad happening to your secret hideout. However, the Rocklin Star Scraper is absolutely on fire and undergoing an enormous meltdown. There's all sorts of chaos going on there. Armed gangs and private security companies have been anonymously hired on various phone calls to all show up. Not all of them got clear instructions on who they're supposed to fight. There's just a massive firefight while the systems of the tower are undergoing a complete malfunction.
Oh my god.
Natalie is, as she's piloting, is the first one to see this, and she reaches back and she's like, "Ooh, Frizz, look, Rockland's on fire!"
Ah, it is. Yes. I mean, oh. So we're just gonna ignore that, right?
Yeah, that's fine with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sucks
Cool.
to
Yeah.
suck.
I don't work
I mean-
there.
Do we have anything going on? Do we need to grab anything from it? I don't think so.
All our grappling guns are loaded and strapped. right?
Just in case.
Would
we
this
need
be a
to-
I
good
will-
idea? Oh, wait. I mean, honestly, I have some unfinished business with Leah Madras. I feel like he's connected to Deep Six. And I know that he's connected to the disappearance of my family.
And he's in the Rockland building?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that fucker's in the Rockland building.
He is definitely connected to Deep Six. Right?
Very much so. He had the code that let you unlock Deep 4. He was in communication with Carlisle, and he was in communication with Vodyanov, the labor boss who got you guys the equipment to dig up the Arasaka device at the start of the campaign. Among other movers and shakers that were all at his apartment. It is looking very violent down there.
Nada's
Okay.
like, I could drop you off, or...
Well, I just kind of wonder if there's a world where maybe he's just sitting on top of the building waiting for help to come by, and then I just grab his hand, and then I dangle him above Night City while asking him questions.
Oh, that sounds romantic.
Now tell me, is my eyesight good enough flying past Rockland Augmentics to see whether or not Liam Madras is stuck in this building?
Well, if your chauffeur would like to fly you by, then you could certainly take a look.
Can we
Oh,
just
heck
do
yeah.
a quick drive-by, just real fast? I just want to see something.
I'm not paying for the gas in this tank. Sure.
All right, roll a pilot air vehicles check.
No, he's gonna be a little schmear on the side of the building.
Oh god!
We're gonna crash land. And
All right.
Oh my gosh.
You pull. Remember, the last time you were here, you used your grapples to escape, and the Star Scrapers were pretty close together. And when you've got a city down below with vehicles expending gas and industrial plants generating heat, that creates huge temperature differentials. And around these gigantic skyscrapers, they tend to build up a lot of wind. It is extremely difficult navigating around here and trying to get close. Does anybody have binoculars, cyber eyes, anything that would help them get a closer view of
Binoculars.
what's going on?
Me.
I've
I
got a
have
cyber eye.
binoculars.
I
Great,
forgot, I
both of
forgot
you-
that I've got a cyber eye.
Yeah, after the last batch of upgrades.
Hmm.
Both of you give me perception checks. Does your cyber eye have telescopics, Jerax?
I think it's just a cyber eye.
Then not from you, good sir.
No
Okay.
perception check?
Yeah, you're not close enough.
Okay.
With that pilot air vehicles check, you weren't able to get close enough safely. So, Zara, you notice many of the explosions are focused on his penthouse near the top of the Star Scraper, and there's a bunch of floating flying security drones hovering around his apartment that bulletproof glass that he has, just bah, 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 unloading, firing into it, trying to blast through.
Oh, he did. We can go now. Oh, he did.
Natalie's just like awkwardly like moves the plane away. Like, sorry.
Oh, well.
Now,
Yeah,
they haven't
he
broken
gone.
through yet, but they're going to. They're absolutely going to.
You gonna try and save him or just keep looping?
Man, it's tough because on the one hand, I feel like he's the only link that I have to figuring out whether or not my parents disappeared. But if we go down there, we have a very high risk, I feel like, of being shot. And shot at and shot down and a lot of other things that I feel like I just don't want to happen to the crew.
Pros and cons, team. Let's hear them.
Pros, we get more information, and potentially information we've already got. Cons, we will probably die.
I like
I
that
think.
chance. Is there a way that I can connect to these flying drones through? I want to activate my system again. I want to see if I can connect and control them.
Okay. Roll an electronic and securities tech check. 23. You're gonna have to stick around for a little while in order to gain access.
That's
So,
fine.
Natalie, roll another pilot air vehicles check.
Hold it still, Natalie. Death is too much of an easy punishment for this guy.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
You scrape the AV on the side of one of the buildings, and it's gonna take $15 points of damage from a collision. Everybody inside the vehicle gets knocked around. I'll pull up the stats on this bad boy in a moment, but you're still flying. You're not out of the air yet, but a few more of those and you're gonna be toast. That being said, with that damage to the vehicle, you've bought enough time, and the Frizz is now in control of one of the air drones. What would you like to do, Frizz?
What can I do with the air drone? Can I reprogram it and say that they have a new target, or can I just kind of like move it and shoot other things?
You could reprogram it, or you can, go into control mode, see what it sees, etc.
I want to reprogram it right now, and hopefully the other drones like follow suit. That there's going to be another like target eliminated, move to next target.
Okay, so you're just going to try to tell it to wave off?
I want to tell all of them to wave off because clearly these. How many
Okay.
drones are there?
4 of them.
Hopefully, if one likes its AI system gets hacked, and then the others would follow suit. But I'm not certain.
All right. With a 23 electronics and security, yeah, I'm going to say that you managed to get rid of it.
Destroyed. Proceed to the next target.
And they are going to fly off.
All right. While those other 3 fly off, I want to control the
Mhm.
one that I still have again, and I want to smash it against the window and hopefully explode, and to be able to break the window down. Because you said that the window's not shattered yet, right?
Yeah. No, that's sweet. I like that. All right, give me 1 sec. I'll throw this scene together here for you. I've got it mostly together.
Get ready, Zara. Natalie, you're gonna have to drive closer, and we're gonna have to do this quick. Jerax, don't die.
It's okay.
I got my grapple hook ready in one hand, and my arm extended in the other.
All right, let me just grab the team. Drag you over here. Put you in the car. Who am I missing here? Who do I not have here?
Jonah? You got Jonah?
Have Jonah.
Liam? Please
taken
tell me
care of.
Liam is here.
That would be very, very disappointing, wouldn't it?
I would be so upset.
All right, and bada boom. Bada bing. There we are. Can you guys see?
Yes.
No. I see darkness.
I see the Zara body count of 2.
Mm-hmm. Wait, who sees darkness?
Me, Kelly, Miss Frizz.
Doink.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I like how I still have this tiny bodyguard who I shrank to represent the fact that he was falling to his death.
Oh my god!
Oh, even further.
Amazing.
Actually, yeah, that building is so tall that by the time you guys pull up, he just then hits the ground. But yeah, that open area, which was the one that people tried to throw you out last time, is the area that just got smashed open. So you can pull up alongside it, you can grapple alongside it, however you'd like to handle this. You don't see anybody on the balcony, and the door into the penthouse is closed. But you can hear gunshots from inside.
I'm getting out.
Okay, how are you gonna...
I'm gonna grapple so that Natalie doesn't have to move the car.
Yeah. That was the play. All right, Zara grapples over back onto the balcony. There are no easy listening music speakers going. There are no butlers walking around with delicious cheeses and hors d'oeuvres. The party vibe is completely gone. The door awaits you. What is the rest of the team doing?
I mean, I've got my grapple hook out.
Go.
You wanna
help
go over?
her.
Not really.
Can I shove him out? I said, go help her.
You want to shove me?
I'm gonna shove you onto the ledge, man. She needs backup.
Oh, you guys aren't close enough to get out, because if
Oh.
you were close enough,
Oh, then I'm not
that would
gonna
involve
shove.
rolling
Feels
another
the
pilot air
jets.
vehicles check, and that would involve more scraping of the paint.
No, then I'm not gonna shove you.
Yeah, you're
But
gonna
I'm-
push. I thought you were about to push me to my death and just assumed that I was gonna grapple up to it.
He'll be fine. Throw the baby in the water. The baby will swim.
I've got no skin in this game. I don't want to. I'm gonna sit tight and hope that we're leaving soon.
I'm grabbing the grappling hook and I'm shooting and I'm gonna go give her some backup.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've got the hacker and the reporter, but the cyber ninja is staying on board. Copy that.
I got no skin in this game. I don't know why we're here.
Liam has answers. All right,
He does
I
have
go over to the
answers.
door. I'm ready to go. I try to open it.
All right.
Holding my
Well,
pistol out.
it is locked. It has an electronic lock. You can try to punch it the hell down.
I'm gonna brawl with it. Let's go.
All right. Roll a brawling check.
Punch a door. Yes.
Oh my god.
It's like the
Boom.
Terminator. The door, like the hand punches through, grabs the guard on the other side, and crushes his face.
Yeah. If there's a guard over there, that's what I did. Obviously.
Okay. Roll damage on your brawling. It should be on your character sheet.
Damage.
Okay. There is a guard on the other side. His armor only protects him from half of that damage. Roll for initiative, please.
Oh shit.
In and out.
Everybody
real
roll for
fast.
initiative, because even if you don't do anything, you still, have the choice of not doing anything.
Leave the door open for cover fire.
All right.
I
gonna go-
just want to do a quick. Whenever it's my turn, literally the only reason why we're here is to see if Liam is in this room at all,
Mm-hmm.
and then just get out if he's not here.
Okay. Zara, you basically took everyone by surprise. So if you want to make a second attack, you can do that. Then we're going to go to top of the round.
All
Actually,
right.
no, I'll let the Frizz take an action as well. Do you want to hit the security guard again?
Let
Let me describe the scene for you.
Yeah.
How about? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you look inside, you can see multiple heavily armored and armed security guards. All their attention is this way. There are two security robots next to a gigantic blood stain that used to be the person in charge of guarding the whole place.
Mhm.
These two security robots are looking in, firing assault rifles at the private security. They've got metal barricades set up, like deployable cover set up in a few
Mhm.
different locations,
I see that.
blocking the entire doorway for starters, and then a few others here, and here. So you can see 3 security guards and their team leader. You do not see Liam. You, from visiting here before, know that there is a security locker over here and that Liam's bedroom is over here.
Okay. I feel like they have bigger problems than me rolling in and trying to unlock these doors. Ah, we're here to save. Oh, I know what I'm doing. All right, so I feel bad about hitting the bodyguard, but I'm ready to bust in, and I'm about to persuade everybody in that room that we are there to rescue Liam.
And you intend to go about doing this how exactly?
I tell Miss Frizz, just in case, get ready to grapple back. You know the drill. Just remember, grab me on the way out, and we're gonna leave. But we're gonna try this first. I bust in the door. I bust in the door, and I loudly proclaim, "Liam Madras, we're here to rescue you."
On both of your visits to this location, you've displayed a level of professionalism and subtlety that is an inspiration to us all. Roll a persuasion check. $20.
Okay.
I like how you bust in, punch this guard, and say, "What's up, nerds? I'm here to help." Oh my god. All right. Frizz, as Zara does this, what do you do? You got the
door's-
drop on them. I'm going to let you do one more thing before we go into like full initiative order.
The door is open in front of me right now.
Violently opened.
I wanna. Oh, I can't move forward. Oh, there we go. Bam. Oh, because there's a person right there. When I walk in, these two guys, do they look to me, or are they still focusing on the robots?
They're trying to split their attention as best they can. The death robots are their primary concern, but for a moment they thought they were being flanked by flying robots and other threats.
The last time that I was here, and I was able to see what was in that room, the security room to the left, would I have recognized that as a room to be like a panic room?
No.
In comparison to, okay, cool. Then I'm gonna do a really sweet barrel roll over this guard over here, and I'm gonna run to the bedroom.
Okay. What skill are you using to do a barrel roll?
My athletics.
Done. Roll it.
My stealth? Can it be my stealth?
No.
Oh, okay. That's pretty athletic for me.
That's sufficient for a barrel roll. That is
Yes.
definitely going to be sufficient.
Nice.
And my movement is 5. I've already moved 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2.
Oh.
Right there.
Yep.
I
Actually, I
wanna-
need to make one tweak to this floor because right now it's doing weird math, and I don't want it to do weird math. Okay, I fixed the weird math. So you actually have one more square.
Then good, because I want to be right. I can move diagonally, correct? Then I'm going to move behind this statue and kind of hunch down.
Okay, and you move into cover.
Yes. And I still have my pistol out.
Done. Okay. 20 persuasion. We're here to rescue him. You're not killer death robots. The security officer is going to... He's going to lay down fire. No, because they've got a barricade up. He's going to keep his gun trained on that and yell at the guy who just got punched by what? Zara, what's your tech hair doing right now?
Oh, it's different because it's got to be different than what Liam remembers me as. So it's not fiery red. It is a deep purple, deep royal purple right now, and it's curly.
Okay.
And it is. I have bangs, so it's covering up half of my face.
Time-honored disguise. Okay. He is going to yell at the guy who just got punched to secure the LZ. Make sure it's clear. And he's going to keep his gun trained forward. Frizz, that was the bonus round. It's your turn. There's one guard. He's got the table flipped over, and he's right by the door here.
Did he look like he was convinced by that wonderful 20 persuasion roll that would genuinely convince any individual that Zara is telling the truth?
Well, he's not shooting you.
Okay.
We'll put it that way. He's still got his eyes forward, and he's watching you with alarm.
We're here for the extraction. Go, go, go! And I want to run forward. And does he let me move forward in front of him?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh my gosh. Hey.
Hey.
16.
That's pretty good.
Persuasive.
All right. He's gonna pound the door behind him and say, "Sir, we've got exfil. Let's go." He's not opening the door. He's waiting for Liam to open the door.
Okay, then I will wait as well, and I'm
Okay.
gonna crouch down and be like behind this table now with him.
All right, the two of you are in cover.
Mhm.
All right, it is the private security's turn. He's gonna peek around the corner and he sees the AV.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna tell Zara, 1, ow, and 2, you need to bring that thing close in for extraction.
That's what this
Tell
is
your
for.
pilot to bring it in.
Oh, no. That's what the grappling gun is for. We can't be too close. What if the enemies get in? Then we have a problem. They could just follow us onto the ship.
We had an int recently, and Liam is extremely averse to anything involving grappling guns right now.
Pull out my agent. I give Natalie a call. You gotta bring this thing closer.
Wait, doesn't...
Natalie has
Oh,
her
Natalie!
battery outside
Yeah,
of
you
her
do your
phone.
I called
battery out.
Jerax. I called Jerax. Jerax, let's go. Tell Natalie to
My
pull this thing
God.
closer.
I just want to be clear at this point,
hello?
Natalie is honking the horn on the AV.
Well, you're breaking up. What is that? You want us to bring it in closer?
Bring it in closer. Bring it in closer.
Okay.
Natalie, I think they want us to bring it in closer.
I'm honking.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they need us to bring it in close. I mean, I don't like this. I'm like looking for like a cat that's been trapped in a strange room. I'm like looking around. Where's my exit?
Yeah, Natalie understands that you want it closer, but she's gonna wait until you guys get close to the edge, and then, like, in that split second, she'll bring the AV to you guys. I can't hang out next to the building. I'm not that good.
What?
I got a 1.
Hey, we're working on it. All right, we're working on it.
All right, we need it to be. Oh, actually, how fast does Liam move? That's sort of an important question here.
Liam's pretty fast.
He is pretty fast. I'm gonna do some secret math. Nobody look.
That dude is fast. From my memory.
Okay. He does some quick maths and he says, "All right, but we need it on site the moment that he hits the deck." And they're all gonna just keep their eyes on the door of the robots whose initiative I completely forgot to roll. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick, shall we? No, I'll have them go at bottom of the round and then they'll roll in from there.
Oh.
Natalie, it's your turn. Are you bringing it in or no?
Yeah, you know what? Let's, once he comes out that door, he's gonna be able to get there, likely. Alright, so with this amount of time, I guess I'll work on finessing it in there. Is there anything I
Okay.
can do with maybe Jonah's help? Like, does he have, like a pole? Like it's a boat on a river? Like, can he help me?
Yeah,
Like,
that
I
comes
just started
standard
to-
on most flying cars in the future. A 10-foot parking pole, part of the premium platinum package.
You know,
I'm not
like
a scientist. I don't...
Aristotle
Well-
created these flying machines, these cars predicted. Rachel predicts the flying car pole in the future. Give it 100 years. That's going to be in
There is
every
a
car.
bench outside. Hold on a second. There's a bench outside. Zara
Yeah,
could
like 50
easily
million
go.
feet below.
No, on the patio.
Mm-hmm.
Zara could feasibly go out there, pick up a bench. Oh, it's not far enough.
What are you going to do?
I
You
love
gonna
it.
hold the bench
Throw
while
it
we
to
walk
Jonah.
across it? What are you gonna do? What?
I love that
So on the
Zara
one
is
hand,
like a
you could
hulked
hold-
out, like, esports journalist. Like, Oof, interview. Ugh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, now, you know what Jonah can do? You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
If
Alright.
that's worth a point, that's what he's doing.
The other thing you can do is go unbelievably slow. If you want to go literally one square at a time, That will make this. You won't even have to roll a check for your first one. You can just, glide in. You want to do that?
Sir, I want to go as slow as like the funniest amount of slow this helicopter can go is how now is bringing this thing in.
Somebody's standing on the side going, no! Beep, 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 beep. Just slowly bringing it in. All right, cool. You're starting to bring it in. You will have to make a check when you get closer. Jonah's providing assistance. Jerax is on the phone. Are you doing anything else, Jerax?
Yeah, so is he coming, or?
We're working on it.
Oh, okay, no rush. I mean, we're taking our sweet time. What's going on there? Is it a panic?
Yeah, so there's a lot of shit going down over here. Apparently there's a bunch of robot guards trying to break in and trying to kill Liam, so let's try to get him out of here. Maybe use his life as a bargaining chip.
Okay.
I don't know, but Natalie. I mean, I don't like the situation at all. I mean, there's killer robots in there. Can you go a little bit faster?
like not even noticeably faster, but it's a big ask that you're asking of me.
It's one of those things where to Natalie it feels like, oh god, it's so fast, and everyone else just sees you increase by like 1 micron per second in terms of acceleration. All right, Jerax, you're good. Zara, you doing anything else?
I guess as this is happening here, I'm gonna go ahead and walk over to the other guard. I'm just gonna start having a little chat with the guard. Like, what's going on here? You know, what's happening? Why are people trying to why?
We've lost complete control of the security system. It's killed half the staff. The security robots from the barracks are unleashed and they're out for blood. The turret gunned down 3 of us in the hallway. Everything is madness.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Okay. Great. I'm just gonna walk over to Kelly and cool. I'll let you handle this. You got this. Yeah, you got this. We're gonna get Liam out safely. Don't worry.
All right, Zara, you can move up to twice your move speed if you just dash this turn.
Wait, 1, 2. This is good enough.
All right, cool. The door behind you opens. Liam peeks through with his tousled hair and his cool shades. He looks around, he sees the guards. He looks at the person who's clearly not Sheraton, the rich heiress.
I don't look the same. My makeup is on point this time, okay? I'm not crying, so...
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a completely different character. No relation whatsoever.
Right.
Remember, my hair is very different, okay?
Yeah, Zara, roll a persuasion check with a +2 bonus for your tech hair. Wow,
Yes.
Okay, 24. Sir, we've secured exfil. You need to get out to the deck right now. All right, I'll make my way there. And he runs. He's gonna double move.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it all the way to this point.
Ooh.
Cool.
And at that moment, the bulkhead fails as the security robots poke their heads in. And they just start. Actually, you know what? What's their move speed? Because there's no reason for them to shoot into cover now that the cover's completely gone. 1, 2, 3. This guy can get to here and he can fire around this cover at that security guard. This guy can push. Similarly, they're both just going to walk up and shoot at the security guard who's standing between them and Liam. So Liam has human cover from these dudes. They are at 6 meters away. So they're going to use their very heavy pistols.
Oh my god.
That
You
was a
don't know
miss.
them, right?
God,
Well, they're
imagine
shooting.
if Liam dies here.
That'd be hilarious.
That would actually be pretty funny.
There's no like collateral damage, is there?
Not at the moment, but like because they're shooting at his cover who's alive, they're going to destroy that first.
Yeah.
All right. It's the security officer's turn. He's going to, what's his move speed? That's going to determine his actions here. 4. 1, 2. Yep, he's just going to poke out around this way, fire around the cover at this bastard. He's going to use his very heavy pistol because he's too close for assault rifles. Yeah, that's a hit. Oh no, it's a hit if he hits. He's gonna aim for the head. He missed. And he backs right off. The Frizz, it's your turn. Killer robots have entered the scene. This guy has cover from you because of the dragon statue and the deployable cover that the soldiers dropped. What would you like to do?
So when he opened the door and then ran out, I shoved my foot into that door immediately before he went past. And I'm going to peek into that room. Is there stacks of folders with important files or cash or something in this room that he didn't grab?
Oh, there is now. Go ahead and hop on in. Loot the room.
What do
If I'm a little slow, by the way, it's because my cat is literally sitting on my mouse hand and furiously licking my entire arm.
Oh, we forgive that here.
Yeah. Legally, you can't move your hand away from your cat, so we understand.
Yeah, that's. I guess I'll just die here. All right. Do you want to give me? I would take perception, but if you have a more specialized skill to search and loot the room, I would also accept that.
I mean, if you think about it, I'm kind of doing like a search of a library, but the library is a room. It's not a room.
No, library search is about how good you are at Googling weird tech
You
problems.
sure it's not about
you know
searching
what I mean?
libraries? It's not about the Dewey Decimal System?
No, I would also allow it for the Dewey Decimal System, but that's about the Dewey Decimal System.
what
It's
about
not about where does this
revealing
guy keep his
objects?
cash.
What about revealing? I am revealing objects to myself.
We've had this conversation before. That is the skill to search somebody to see if they're hiding something.
Alright.
Now, if you were looking for if you were looking for a secret compartment, now that I think about it, I would allow that.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. No, you know what? Because conceal object is like hiding something on your person, so fine, do that.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. You find passports. You find falsified travel information. A few eddies, a couple of stacks of eddies, 200 eddies, and some just random paraphernalia, personal documents that he was using to flee the country.
I grab it all, stick it in my backpack, and then I run out.
All right, add that to your inventory. And how much movement have you used?
I
You've
used
gone
one movement.
And you need to go. Actually, you need to get here in order to find all of his good stuff.
Okay. Or do I need to stand in the corner?
Yeah, because every square is 2 meters, and you
So this
can't
door's
search
in the
that
middle.
from 6
Can
feet
I
away.
say that
So
Can I say that I just went here with one space instead?
no, because this is a wall.
Okay. Then yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am now.
And use your action to do the looting, so no running for you.
Yeah, I'm right there.
All right. Private security will. This guy's just gonna stand here and probably die for the glorious cause for the time being. Those guys definitely have cover against him. God, is there literally anything he can do? I honestly don't think there is.
Nope, I'm pretty sure he's just a meat shield.
Get down, Mr. Senior Vice President! Yeah, the others, I mean, they're all in cover except for this guy. This guy's not in cover, so he is going to run up against this and take cover and just wait for these guys to expose themselves.
Okay.
That guy's just going to meat shield himself. They don't really have a lot of choices here. Natalie, it's your turn. You see Liam. He appears on the horizon. You still have 4 meters to go. You're going to need to make a check here.
I'm gonna have to make that check then. I'm being so careful, Joseph. Like, so careful. Oh!
That's pretty good.
That's a 13 because Jonah is doing the old gesture of guidance. So, yeah, exactly. So, As you pull the AV up, it does in fact bump and scrape, but it's purely cosmetic damage.
When I saw it land on the building, I got worried for a second then.
Jerax, you are now fused with the bulletproof glass. Congratulations, you've become one. All right, Natalie, are you doing anything else? Incidentals, free actions, narrative stuff.
I am holding the dashboard, like, and keeping it in position, and just doing like labor breathing, like. And I imagine Jonah's kind of behind me, like, you got this. Like, we're giving our all to keep this steady, sir.
He's reading through his manual of corporate affirmations in order to, walk you through the process. You are competent. You embody synergy. You are a team player.
These are also my self-affirmations taken from the same handbook, so they're really resonating with me.
Perfect. Jerax, it's your turn. Anything from you?
I forgot what I was wearing.
What are you wearing?
I don't know. Did we didn't just come from a mission? Yeah, we did.
You did just come from a mission.
just came
Did you
from a
bring
mission.
a change of clothes? You would have had time to change clothes if you brought a change of
was
clothes,
wearing my
because you just
doctor's
came from
outfit.
abducting Todd.
Yeah, I'm dressed like a doctor. I'm in a disguise currently.
Yeah, we look.
That's good, because he won't think that you're an Arasaka assassin sent to kill him, which is what you were disguised as the last time you saw him. So there's a
this
chance
time,
here.
This time, I'm just the onboard medical doctor, and I'm very professional. I'm wearing my tie. I've got my hair slicked back. I think I got my tech beard still on as well.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
About the tech beard.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna. That's the role I'm going to encompass, and I'm gonna try and get myself into character. Where did I get my PhD from? Boston somewhere. Think of a place in Boston. Somewhere in Boston.
Cambridge?
UMass?
Maybe Cambridge. Could go to Cambridge. Do
Alright,
Cambridge even do PhDs in sort of medical?
Oh
I don't know if they do.
The real question is, did Cambridge survive the Fourth Corporate War? And I gotta tell you, I don't know if that's in the wiki or not. So we're on our own here.
But no, I'm mentally preparing myself to get into character and to immediately start checking him over. Hello, sir. Yes, we're just going to be checking you over for any injuries. Going to get my flashlight out to begin shining it in his eyes as well.
I like how the doctor is disguised as a doctor. That's really gonna work out well for you.
I have a beard.
Roll like a paramedic check or something, just to run that information through your brain to give you a bonus on your next acting check.
Okay. Paramedic check. A 5.
You've forgotten everything.
I rolled a 1 and then rolled a 10 to subtract from it.
Oh my god.
The lowest possible roll I
Oh,
could have got
man.
with that roll was that right there. And it wasn't in the negatives, to be fair.
You're good at what you do.
Yeah, but now for the acting roll.
At a -1.
That's a 9 in that case.
All right, Dr. Pepper, you're
Yep.
ready to operate.
Yes, my name Dr. Pepper.
Okay. That was great. That was excellent. Zara, it's your turn.
At this point, I'm gonna run. Well, Miss Frizz. I believe in Miss Frizz's mobility to be able to make it past the meat shield.
Yeah,
So
I'm like a
I'm
spider
gonna
monkey.
walk. I'm running. I'm running at this point. Screw
You
it.
are really fast.
I'm here. I guess I get here. I don't remember my movement.
Your
Sorry.
move is 6, which means that you actually have 3 squares of movement remaining from where you are now. And the meat shield
okay.
is going to let you pass.
I get by the AV then, so that I can
Mm-hmm.
help Liam get on board.
Excellent.
Like
It
the
is-
hospital host we are.
Perfect. All right, Liam hustles up to the edge. You're there waiting to boost him in. Jerax is there. Jerax, how does Dr. Pepper greet the patient?
Sir, please step inside. Just go quickly. Get in. It's not safe. Head down. Keep your head down. Any head wounds at all? Any head wounds?
As you say all this, he looks at you through his mirror shades and his jaw drops. And then he looks at the others. He says, "Oh my God, it's you! You said you were an Arasaka assassin here to kill me!
No,
That didn't even make any sense!
No, my name's Dr. Pepper, and this is my assistant, Mr. Salt. And Madame Ketchup, who's piloting our vehicle for today. You've already met the rest of our crew. Step inside, sir. Step inside. You may have suffered some head trauma while you're in there. We're just trying to get you to safety.
Yeah, he's immediately going to back away from the vehicle, but he only has... Oh, no, he's gonna run. He's gonna run back over to here, keeping that wall between him and
He doesn't have any options. Where's he running to? To the robots?
Yeah. Can I make a free action here? I think it's my turn to try to persuade Liam at this point. Bitch, this is your only fucking option. Are you gonna get in the damn vehicle or not?
Okay, roll persuasion off of that. Or interrogation. They're mathematically the same, but thematically different.
Ooh.
Alright, the moment that you start yelling at him and cussing at him, you can see he may not recognize the face, but he recognizes the energy, the pure Zara energy emanating from you. And he looks at Jerax, whose monokatana is like, I don't know, just hidden poorly behind his back with that acting role or something. Just clearly like, come on over here, ignore this giant piece of dismembering equipment I've got.
Jax is going to be in character now for the entire ride. He is Dr. Pepper, and he is going to be doing his medical examination. He's going to make sure that Liam's all right. You know, the quick little psychological evaluation as well while we're here. As soon as he gets on.
All right. Well, Zara is very strong, and he really doesn't have any options. So yeah, he gets stuffed into the AV.
Where's Miss
Jonah-
Frizz?
That is the question, isn't it? Meanwhile, gunshots.
That's why I'm here. I got my grappling hook back.
And they're actually gonna just auto-fire him with their SMGs instead. Because he's right there. Again, one of them misses, one of them hits. And he takes another 12 points of damage, minus his armor. He takes another 7 points of damage. He's toughing it out pretty well so far. Alright, the security officer is going to move out to here, fire at point-blank range. He's not going to aim for the head, he's just going to try to shoot the guy, the robot. Finally gets some damage on him, punches him down for 15, and ducks right back where he was. The Frizz, it's your turn.
Run.
This is definitely the most action and combat that Frizz has probably been a part of directly. She's usually behind the wall with her little laptop or her network running, cyber deck. So she's definitely really excited. She's doing her own kind of like sneaky music, like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. So she's gonna like and I can't even get. Oh, there we go. I got past the door, and I'm gonna run for 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm gonna do another barrel roll around this guy for no reason other than that she's really excited. Can I roll for it?
Yeah, roll for it.
It's a great barrel roll. It's better than the first one.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
She's improving.
And so now that's where she is.
Excellent. Yeah, the nice thing about the barrel roll is that you get a couple of iframes during the actual moment so that...
I mean, invincibility is important. As long as if I get priority as well in that move set, then I'm okay.
Okay, the security guard shuts the door. He shuts the door, and you can hear him scampering. Natalie, it's your turn. You still have 2 people waiting to come through. What do you do?
Joseph, I wish there was something that I could do other than, just keeping this whole plane together and not crashing.
Great, roll a check.
Damn it! What if I had been like persuasion and then the vehicle would have just hung out, right? I was persuading.
Maybe if you were a nomad, I would let that fly.
Uh-oh.
Crunch!
I'm gonna add 2 luck.
Crunch!
It was a less
Lesser
confident crunch.
Yeah, again, you're scraping up the paint, but you don't take any more damage on the Vic. All right.
It's just like, and then she looks all sheepishly back every time.
It's the opening of Galaxy Quest when they pull off and they just scrape down the entire space station, and it's that horrible sound for like 30 straight seconds. That's what, and everyone's gonna hop into AV and they're like, "All right, Natalie, get us out of here!"
Everyone's screaming, freaking out. There's gunfire, but still, like when I scrape up the plane, like that's the worst thing anyone's doing in that moment. So thank
Everyone
you all
actually
for-
goes completely silent, just like when that moment happens. The robots stop shooting. They're just. All right, Jonah's
good.
gonna secure the passenger. I'm accidentally moving the letters of the word "open" around. Jerax, how are you treating the patient?
Getting out my flashlight. I'm like looking at the pupils. Okay, they're dilating properly. Yes. Have you had anything to eat? Any substances you've been taking recently?
Who the hell are you people? You're not
I
Arasaka.
told you, I'm
Where did you-
Dr. Bloody Pepper. Now listen, answer my bloody questions. We're here to get you to safety. Nothing to do with what did you just say about Arasaka? Nothing to do with Arasaka. Listen, just any substances you've been taking recently today, sir?
I'm being abducted. I'm going to die.
You're not being. Can I use my doctor skills? I can do like counseling, right? I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor pretending
Roll a
to be a
conversation
doctor.
check. Roll a conversation check.
Conversation, eh? Go on, Nice, 14.
All right. All right. Maybe your bedside manner is effective, and maybe he would just rather be caught up in this illusion, this delusion with you. That's a happier place than reality right now. Maybe you're just persuading him to go on this magic carpet ride
Yep.
into La La Land.
Yep. Or maybe.
Zara, what do you do?
At this point, I'm just like, Miss Frizz, let's go. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. So I'm waiting with my grapple hook just in case Miss Frizz is not able to make it safely, so I can quickly maybe grapple her with me closer.
Okay, sweet.
I'm
At
just
that,
on standby.
all right, you're on standby. Liam is being lulled into a false sense of sanity. And at that exact moment, remember when you punched a hole in the door?
Uh-oh.
A robotic arm emerges from the door and attempts to wrap and grab the Fritz and just... Fritz, roll an evasion check.
I'm about to be on the Fritz. My goodness. 14.
Cash in all those
Wait.
points that we've been getting against Joseph. Can we subtract?
What the
No. Those are improvement points. Those are improvement points.
What about my
All right.
barrel roll?
So, yeah, it was not that good of a barrel roll. It was not a 28 score barrel roll. All right. So this cold robotic arm bursts through the wall, grabs you by the throat. Knock, me back. And holds you in an absolutely ironclad grip. Will our heroes escape? Will the Frizz be slain? Is the Game Master about to throw to a break at the worst possible moment? You're goddamn right. Stick around, we'll be back in just a few minutes, folks. We'll see if the Frizz dies.